Hello guys, welcome to another session by Girls into Tech, all right? So we're going to continue from where we stopped, but before we continue, right, I am going to just go ahead and share this link to our communities just as a reminder to other people who haven't joined, okay? So let me just try and share it to other members of the communities, and then when we have a good number of people here, we can just quickly start. All right. Yeah, so if at all you're just joining us right now, I would like you to just drop a comment on the comment section and say hi. Uh, Good to have you here and all of that, right? So just so that I can know that there are people here who are willing to learn, right? Okay, I know that this might not be a very convenient time for most persons because you might be at work, right? So we will try to see how we can, adjust the time schedule going forward next week. Yeah, so let's just manage the time schedule for now and see how we can make good use of it. So I will try to share to our communities on WhatsApp so that more people can join. Yeah, so welcome guys. Our community manager, Ido, good to have you here. Olayinka, good to have you here as well. Sarah, good to have you here. Olij, good to have you here. I hope I didn't mother your name. Uh, Akim Bode, good to have you here. Yeah, just like the community manager is saying right now, and please try and see how you can share to other people to join. Yeah, you can just share it on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook timeline. Just get more people to join. Yeah, because this is some really cool stuff you get to learn from the Girls into Tech program. Yeah, so it would be really nice for you to encourage other people to also join. Yeah. So yeah, nice to meet you, Nat. Uh, Chibuchi, good to have you here as well. Yeah, so please just try and see how you can, share the link, the class link. That's a link to this live class to your friends, colleagues, everyone that you think would benefit from this. Someone is saying, can we have more tutorial? Can we have more tutorial about BuildShip? Yeah, eventually at some point I will start creating tutorials on BuildShip. Yeah, so I haven't really been very free. Yeah, I haven't had the time to create tutorials recently. Like, I mean, not live classes, like pre-recorded tutorials. I haven't had the time. I have been freelancing a whole lot. Yeah, so but as soon as I get some breathing space, I will create tutorials for BuildShip. I actually even want to create tutorials on Superbase and uh, yeah, basically Superbase and like very new features that has been released by FlutterFlow. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Damilola. Uh, BuildShip is another no-code instrument, right? That you use in, working on your backend for your no-code apps. That's what BuildShip is all about, right? You use FlutterFlow to do lots of front end, right? You can still do lots of back end with FlutterFlow, but BuildShip was built specifically just to help you give a back end to your application, right? Yeah, that's just to answer Natel question. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Okay, all right. So good to have you, Chiamenam. Sorry if I muttered your name. Okay, I think I'll soon stop the pleasantries. Let me try to just pass the information again to more communities. I was trying to just answer questions. Yeah. So, but let's see how we can get more people to join. Right. How? Okay. So I think we are like 5 minutes into the time already, and I think we can just go ahead and start. But before I start, I would like to ask: has anybody who was part of the classes that I've had practiced anything at all? If at all you have practiced anything at all, can you, like, show in the comment section? Okay, yes, I practiced. I tried building my own stuff. I tried replicating the things that you have done, that you've shown us. I would be so excited to know that someone actually tried the things that we've been teaching here. So please, if at all you have, can you kindly just indicate in the comment section that, oh, I have been trying these things out. All right, it would be really really cool for me to know that, okay, people have been trying this thing out. I really want to just know that you guys have been trying this thing out. It would be really exciting to hear someone say, okay, so, okay, I'm a beginner, I just want to start a project. Okay, so if at all you've tried at all, I just want you to indicate and say, okay, yeah, I tried. This is what I tried. And you can even share links to what you have tried. Okay, our community manager has been trying equally. All right, well done, Ido, well done. So if at all you have like a link to share to show what you have been doing, you can just try to show it. I would be super excited to see what you have done so far. Okay, so Akim Bade said she's just joining live for the first time. All right, so you can check the channel. You see lots of other tutorials that we have had previously, even the webinar we had first. So yeah, you can just like check it out. All right, so I think that's these are the number of people that we have so far. I think I will stop. I've been sharing, trying to put out the notifications on our groups on WhatsApp and on Telegram just to get more people to join. I think I'll stop there. Okay, so let's try to do something, right? Let's try to do something today. First of all, before I continue, right, FlutterFlow is the main instrument that we are using to learn, and FlutterFlow is one of the most powerful tools that we have right now when it comes to front end and back end development for mobile and web application development. All right, so I really really encourage you to learn this because uh, FlutterFlow changed my life, right? So no code changed my life. I have a very very great story to tell, but I wouldn't be telling that story here in this session. This particular class is for me to teach you, but my life has actually changed because of no code development. My life has actually changed because of FlutterFlow. By my life, I mean my financial life. Yes, so I am very sure that one of the reasons why you're trying to learn this thing is because you want to have a skill that you can sell so that you can get paid for it, right? So I'm really, really encouraging you that this is something good. This is something really, really powerful that you need to give attention to, that you need to, try to push away some distraction and take advantage of this opportunity and learn, right? Yeah, I have paid courses. That means I don't just do this free all the time, right? But if I'm doing this free right now, if we are all doing, I mean, all the tutors on the Girls into Tech program, if we're teaching you for free right now, you should be very, very attentive. You should like pay so much attention. You should try to see how you can gather as much information and knowledge as much as you can, right? Okay, so uh, yeah, Sarah said it's been confusing and challenging. Okay, so I think I'll be doing more of encouragement, like encouraging people here this particular session, right? I'll be teaching and encouraging. For every single new, what is it called? Skill that you want to learn, right? You are going to have to go through like a very tough time. Yeah. So it's more about repetition. Sincerely, it's more about repetition. You tried and you tried again. At first, you might not even understand what you're really doing, right? I try as much as possible to use analogies and some concepts like that to make you understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing what I'm doing, like when I'm creating creating stuffs on FlutterFlow. But you still need to practice. You need to practice by yourself, You need to try these things by yourself and make mistakes and think. All right, try it like it's just try these things, like, you know, you press here and see what happens. Oh, I pressed this and it deleted my application. Oh wow, next time I shouldn't click on that. I clicked on Windows D and it duplicated something. Oh wow, that's how it works. That's how you learn it. That's like how you learn it. It's not going to be magic. It's not going to be very easy like that, right? So I'm saying this to encourage you to try. Even when it comes to coding, the guys that you see that write codes, right? They didn't just begin to write codes fluently, right? They had to do it over and over and over again, like trial and error, until they were able to have it as a as as a second brain, something like that. Yeah, so they were able to like have it as a second brain. They were able to like get it in their head. I have a lot of things to learn, right? Yes, I am an expert. I know a whole lot of things, but I have so much to learn, and there are lots of them that are also very hard. Yeah, so I want to really encourage you to try, right? So just try, just um, you know, just try it. Just try it, okay? Just try something. It's going to help you understand how to use the instrument. Try it. You know, when you're watching the tutorial, you're trying to do it. If at all you're doing is, you know, just watching the tutorial and listening to it, it's not going to help you. Yeah, but what is going to help you is, you know, trying it, and not just trying it, you're trying it, you're building it, you're making mistakes. Then that's one of the things that is going to help you out, right? So it's going to really, really, really help you out. Okay, I think I have some questions in the. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Someone asked for links to paid courses. I will talk about this towards the end, so please just stick around. Okay, so I'm going to present my screen now, and we can just go ahead and kickstart. I've been doing lots of small talks, trying to just inspire you to start. So this is my screen. I hope you can see my screen, and we're going to continue building this screen. So I was just trying to show you how to build use widgets in FlutterFlow. I talked about the icon widget. Yeah, I talked about, I think, let me reduce this to 12. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so I talked about the icon widget. I talked about the text widget. I talked about the row widget. Okay, and I talked about alignment. I talked about alignment a little bit. I talked about the column widget, right? The column widget is a widget that allows you to put things that are stacked from top to bottom, right? So like this is a column widget. I wanted things to be stacked on top of themselves, right? So I have to put it in a column. So for this one, where I needed things to be arranged from like arranged horizontally, like left to right, right? I have to like use a row widget. I have to put a row first before I now added the button widget. The button widget and every other widget that is found in FlutterFlow have their properties on the right-hand side of this dashboard. Okay, so the text widget has all its properties here, meaning this is where you type in the text. Okay, the value of the text widget, right? The value of the text widget can also be added from database by clicking on this orange icon, and then you can use it later, right? We've done it somewhere when we're creating when we're doing this, if you can remember. I think let's go to home. Yeah, so this is like the text widget, and this time around we're not typing something inside. What we did was we're trying to get something from the database, and so we queried the entire thing here, and then we started building our application. Okay, so this one I was just trying to you know, show you some things to make you understand that this tool is very powerful, right? I know that it might have been like super difficult for you to replicate it. That's why I'm trying to go back to the very first things that you're supposed to learn, which is the front end design. Like, you know, when it comes to application development, we have two sides, right? So we have front end development and we have back end development. Front end is basically just the interpretation of the UI, what we have here in Figma, into the platform you're using in building the application, right? So basically just using widgets to build up an existing design that you already have on Figma is what we call front-end development. And so yes, at the beginning stage of it. You don't have to kill yourself so much. You don't have to be like, oh, I need to learn back end, I need to learn this. If all you can do for this particular cohort of the girls into tech training is just understanding how to create front end designs in FlutterFlow, that's a big win already. That's a very, very big win. Because personally, myself, I don't like to do front end anymore, because the most difficult aspect of this whole stuff is back end. And so whenever I have jobs from clients, I like to outsource the front end sometimes, right? Depending on, but if at all I sign like an NDA, I don't get to outsource at all. But if at all it's a project that the client is flexible and wouldn't mind me working on it with another person, then I get to just outsource the front end, and it even makes the work faster. Okay. Yeah, so this is where we stopped, and I will be from time to time just checking the studio just to be sure that everyone can hear me, right? Because I think the last time I was told that I was frozen. So now I will just stop by and just maybe stop presenting and just check out. Okay, someone is saying I should make it full screen. It's already full screen. Like when I share my screen is full screen. Okay, you're talking about not showing my own personal display. Okay, something like this. Okay, I will try. Let me see. I just tried cinema layout. That means it doesn't get to show me when I'm teaching, right? So let's, I will try that. Okay, so someone said, I have been trying and it's going a bit fine, but the data consumption is really on the high side. Oh, yes. Yeah, it can be really, really intense, right? Yeah, because you're building in real time and you're building on the site, like directly. Yeah, it can be very data consuming, but it's a huge investment. You shouldn't be worried about it, because after a very short time you start benefiting from it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, and then we will complete the application we're trying to build. Yeah. Okay, so hide. Please, I just want to be sure that I can be seen, right? Okay, yeah, my screen can be seen. Beautiful. Okay, so let's continue building this. What we did was we stopped here, right? And we didn't have so much of attendees the previous time. And I was like, okay, we're going to start having prerequisite classes. But anyways, even if we have 10 people joining, that's good enough. All right, but it's not encouraging. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just create this. So what we're doing today is just to focus on just this. I'm going to just focus on these. I don't think we will do way more. Okay, I think after that we can try this. Yeah, just briefly. Yeah, we can just try this. Let me see. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the dev mode. Okay, just turn on this icon, and that way I can copy text easily. Okay, I don't even need to copy. I can just come over here and copy what we already created here. Click on the column and Command V. That's to paste it. Then I can come over here and just copy this text. Look at the padding. The padding is from here to here is 30 pixels. So I will click here and change this to 30. And then I'll click here and, paste this thing. All right, invited members. Now, the next thing I need to do is put on these images. So it's a circle image. I will just download them. We will just download them. So let's say 2x preview, just to be sure. Then export. It says ellipse 427. Okay, so let me click this one too and just export it at once. This is going to be ellipse. Oh, it's rectangle. Why is it called rectangle? Wow. Okay. So let's try this one too. So let's export this. Okay, ellipse 434, and then this one. Let's see. Ellipse. Okay, then the female. Export 2x just to increase the resolution, nothing more. Then let's go here. All right. Then I would just export this, and that's it. Okay, so this particular one, we will find a different way to make it. So either we download the entire thing, or we'll try different ways. I'll try to see how we can create this in 2 different ways. All right, let's go back to FlutterFlow. First of all, the size of this stuff is 70 pixel by 70. Of course, it's a circle. So what we would do is we come back here, click on the column. Let's go to the widget tree. The widget tree shows how the screen is arranged with various widgets. So this is the main column. All right, this is the main column. This is the up bar. The up bar is what we have here. Then there's a main column, and then this is a container that I'm wrapping the entire column inside so that it can give us a white background. Okay. And so now I'm going to click on the column. I'm going to click to add a child to the column, which is clicking on this icon. And I will say row. Yes, I'm adding a row because these things are arranged horizontally from left to right. So it's going to be in a row. And I need to look at the padding here. The padding here is 24. I had to click down the option key on the Mac keyboard. And I will click to add a child to the widget. It's going to be a circle image. Okay. Then I will say 24 as the padding from the left. All right. And then the diameter of the circle image is 72. I think that's what we saw. Yes. Oh, 70. Wow. Where did I get the 2 from? Okay. So we have that, and we will change this from network to asset so that we can just upload the image that we downloaded. So if I come back here, I will see ellipse 427. Yeah. So let me click on this and search ellipse. So I will just come here and look for ellipse 427, and that's it. I upload the image. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I will just go ahead and duplicate this and then have this. Okay. So because I want us to like do a replica of what we have there. So for me to duplicate this circle image, I'll just say Command E on my keyboard, and I'll look at the spacing in between them. It's 16 pixels. So I will just go ahead and come here and give it 16 pixels. Okay, not 216, 16. All right, now the next thing I need to do is, if you observe, let me zoom in. Now there's this picture, and then there is this circle image. So we have an image here, right? We have an image here, like some sort of circle, and then there's a container. There's an icon here. So the circle itself is 24 pixel. So let's come over here. How do we put something on top of a widget? Now that's where you learn about another widget called stack. Now, if at all you want to create some sort of arrangement where you put something on top of something, you have to use a stack. Now that I have this image, what I need to do is I'll right click on it and wrap this widget with another widget called stack. Now stack is going to allow me to put something on top of it. Now before I continue, okay, I have to go ahead and remove this padding from this circle and give it to the stack. It's very important. It's just like best practice. So I give it to stack. So I remove from here, I give it to stack. It still gives me the space that I need. Now, the next thing I need to do is click on the stack, click on add something to the stack. That's add a child to the stack, add a container. Now the container is going to be 24 pixels. Okay. So I will click here to say, make it circle. The container can either be a rectangular shape or a circular shape. So now I will say 24. All right. Now in this container, right, I will add something inside it. So I'm clicking on the container widget now, and I'm adding a column because I want to be able to add another widget called icon. And that icon, I'm going to come here and change the type of icon. So I click here and I say add, and then here I will see add, and I'll click on the column, click to center align it, and then I will come back to FlutterFlow and click to check out the dimension of the icon. It's 16 pixel by 16 pixel. So I'll click on the icon, click on this, and change the icon size to 16. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and do something else. We will just go about let's click to copy the color of this container. So I will come back. I just copied the color. Then I will paste the fill color. Great. Then the border color is going to be white. And I'm going to increase the width to maybe 3. Yeah, something like that. Now I have my arrangement like this stuff. But do you understand that it's not in the exact position it's supposed to be? Because look at it. It's in our design, it's on top, but in this design it's like below here. Now that's where we're going to look at what to do. Now if you observe, the height from here to here is 46, and from here to here is 46. That's the same thing we need to do in FlutterFlow. So I will go ahead and give the container, right? This container that has the icon inside 46 pixel padding from the left and 46 pixel padding from the top. That way I now successfully create my the design just the way it is. Okay, now I'm supposed to put these other guys here. So let's see, I'll click here and look at it. The space is 16. So I'll just click on this. Right now I'll be duplicating the stack. So I'll click to duplicate the stack. I can even duplicate again, all right, by just doing Command D. You can also just right click and then you will see this icon that says duplicate. Okay, now I have all of this. Now the next thing I need to do is go ahead and give some sort of padding to separate these row from this text. So it says 20. So I'll go ahead and add a 20 pixel here, and I'm adding it on the row that contains all of this. Okay, then the next thing we could just simply do is we can go ahead and change the pictures that we have. So rectangle, let's say ellipse 434. Let me come here and change it to ellipse 434 ellipse. Okay, 434. Yeah, like that. Well, we don't necessarily need to change every single thing, right? Because we don't necessarily need to have it like this. It's just to change these images. All right, so what we're going to do next is I'm just going to go ahead and okay, let's just do it. What doing well, right? So ellipse 413. So I'll click here and say ellipse 430. Okay, and I think the next thing is to, this one said rectangle 1092. So let's just come here, click on it and search for rectangle. Okay, so this, all right. So now we have an exact replica of what we have here, but now we have this, we need to just do this part. So do you start from scratch to do it? No, you just click on the row and Command D to duplicate it, and we can just delete this particular stacks. We can take this one out. We can click this and take this one out. Okay, then what else? So this one is ellipse 432. This one is rectangle 115. So I'll just click here and look for, click on these and say rectangle 115. And then this one says I am ellipse 432. So I'll click here and come here and say ellipse 432. All right, so we have this. Now there's only one last thing that we need to do. Okay, two last things before we are done with this. Let's see this particular circle. So let's try. We should be able to do it in two ways. Okay, so let's come here, and in the row we're going to add a container. So let's add a container. Let me see, is there something else that we could use that could produce the dotted line? Okay, so I think we would just say container. Let me look for some property. Let's say 70 here, and this. I don't think there's any way we can actually make these dotted. There is no property here that makes it dotted. Yeah. So there's no property here that makes it dotted. I haven't seen anything like that. Box shadow, gradient, and all of this. Okay, so we don't have something like that. So what I would rather do is come over here and click on it and just click on this stuff, right? Then you can just export it, take it as an image, okay, and export it. So this is going to be ellipse 432. So we will come over here, click on this, add a container like I did before. I think it was 16, give it a padding of 16. Make it a circle and then make it 70. Okay, and then what else? We're just going to go ahead and come here to where we have background image. We want to turn this container into something that we can add a background image to. So I'm going to go ahead and click from network to assets. Then that it was 433. So I'll click here and search for ellipse 433. So it will come out with the dotted line like that. Okay, so then the next thing is we need to add a column to the container. So I clicked here to add another widget, which is going to be a column. I've already added it, and now I need to add an icon. So I clicked the column to add an icon. So whatever you want to add something to, that's the one you click. All right, so I want to add an icon that says add. I'll come here and say add. So I'll get this plus icon, and then I'll come over here, click on these, get the color. The size is 24 pixels, and fortunately we also have 24 pixel here. Then I'll click this, then click on that column. The reason why I added a column is so that I can center align it. All right, so now it's, you know, center aligned, and that way we have the same thing that we have here on our FlutterFlow design. The next thing we need to do is this button. Let me just copy the color. And for buttons, what I like to do is just try to check out the padding on the sides, and then the height of the button. Forget about the width. The height is 48 pixel. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come here, click on the column, click on add a child to the column, add a button, and the button, I'm going to go ahead and say, did I copy the content? Okay, so the button says create, so I will just add here in the button text, create, and then I will go ahead and say I need an infinite width for this my button, right? So here, then the height I will say it's 48. Okay, and the color, I had copied the color, so I paste it. Then it has a border radius of 16. Look at it here. So I'll go ahead and give that border radius 16 here. Now, if you observe, it says a border radius, and this is it. Now, this particular one says all round uniform radius. This one is when you want to be specific. Okay, now look at it. I need to go ahead and give that padding I talked about. So 24 here on the left and 24 here on the right. And then when we need to do something else, we need to go ahead and click this and look at the padding above. It's 86. So we need to separate this from this, and by a margin of 86. Okay, now this is it, but we have made a couple of errors, and so it's not like perfectly smooth. I think it has something to do with our app bar here. So let's come over here, let's come back and look at how to adjust the app bar. I think the app bar is going to just be, let me see, 20 plus what? Okay, let's see, 16 plus 16 will be 32, and then this thing is 24. 32 plus 24, 32 plus 24, 56, right? Okay, so we now do maths here in FlutterFlow. So the app bar height will be 56, like this. But it's still giving me something not correct. Let me see. Let's say 36. No. Okay, so I think it's not giving me a perfect height. Let me open it and see what's happening. Okay, these and these and these app bar, it's not giving me what I needed, right? So I'm supposed to have like I think it's just giving extra space here for, yeah, I think that's it. So let's just leave this as it is. Okay, yeah, so at least we have some space here. It looks like what we're supposed to have. So here we have the design that we have made. I will just go ahead and just show you here on the display pad. This is how it looks like in FlutterFlow. Almost, in fact, it's an exact replica of what we have here, right? Yeah, it's really beautiful. And it's very, very beautiful. So let me just go ahead and just be sure that we're all together. Okay, so someone said, could you minimize the message? Oh, so sorry. Yeah, so sorry about that. I didn't know that message was there. Okay, so okay, okay, so yeah, you can reach out to the community manager. And Henry said, I've been trying, okay, not that, been stuck with, okay, so Sarah said, I've been stuck with the widgets and how to implement an image or icon. Okay, so I think I've actually, shared that all over again in this session. I hope you've been able to like learn. Okay, so okay, just 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me just do a settings to this. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to continue sharing my screen so we can just finish up. All right. So the second part of what we needed to do today before our time is up is to work on this particular screen. Now we have something here, right? This one doesn't have an app bar, and we have these beautifully stacked stuff. So I want to just do it so we can like figure out how it's done. So I would just go ahead and come here. This is the page selector. I want to click on here to add a new page. Don't forget we're creating from scratch. So I'll click it to create blank. And just like I told you in the other one, I like to name my screen according to what the designer had named the screens in Figma. So it says here create poll. So I'll just say create poll. And then I'll say click on that. It doesn't have an app bar. Well, don't worry about this. This one, the space is already there by default, but I'm just going to click on the app bar and delete it. All right, so this is our column, okay? And the next thing I'm going to do is I would just, you know, go ahead and create what we have here. Okay, good stuff. Now we'll go ahead and just do this, create poll. Yeah, so I'm just getting the, what is it called? Getting the text widget. This is our main column. I want to add a row to that column. The reason I'm adding a row is because we have stars arranged in a row, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the content of the text. Look at the dimension here. It says 600 by 22. So I'll come back here, click on my row, click to add a text, paste the content of the text that I copied, come over here and say 600 and change this to 22. Now the next thing I need to do is, look at the padding on the left here. It's 24. So add here on my padding section, 24. Good stuff. The next thing we're going to do is add a container here. This is a container, as you can see, right? And the container is 44 pixel, and it has an icon inside here that is 24 pixel. So let's do it. I will go ahead and click on this row, then click on the add a child to that row, add a container, come over here, change the container to circular shape, and add 44. All right. And inside the container, I'm going to add a column. I'm adding a column so I can center align the next thing that I'm about adding, which is going to be an icon. Okay, I'm adding an icon. Where is it? Wow, this is happening again. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's just look for it then manually. So this is an icon, and I'm looking for close. It's gonna be called close. Wow. Okay, and I would just go ahead and click this and center align it. And here it says 24, and well, in our design is already 24. I will go ahead and click this because I want them to be like spread side by side. So I'm going to click on the row itself and pick this particular alignment, okay? And that way it pushes everything on either sides. Then I will click on these and give it some sort of padding from the right. So I think here should also be 24. So add here 24 pixel. Okay. Now we have this. So let's quickly wrap up because our time is almost up. Then we have these particular one. We have these. So I would have loved to just go back to our previous design and copy it, but no. Let's click on the column before we continue. Let me just copy these. It says I cannot copy. So I'll copy this. I'll check here. It's 500 by 40. And I'll click on the column, add a row to that column. Inside the row, I'm going to add a text. The text is what I copied. It's 500 by 22. Am I correct? No, by 40. Yes, it's 500 by 40. 22 is my previous data. Okay, so I will click on expansion so that it can fall down, right? And then I'll add a padding of 24 here, and that's it. And the next thing I'm going to do is look at the padding from the top for that particular text widget or text. It says 42. Okay, so I will go ahead and say 42, but I'm going to adding it to the row 42. That's how I prefer to do it. It's just a bit neater. Okay, now what would you like to work? So the next thing I'm going to do is this thing, right? So let's see how we can make it. This is a big rectangle. Yes, this is a big rectangle, and we are going to this is going to be a bit tricky to do, but we're going to figure it out together. This is a rectangle that is I wouldn't like us to focus on the width, just the height and the padding on the sides. So the height is 64 pixel. Okay, so let's come over here, click on the column, add a container. The container, I'm going to go ahead and say infinite width, add the padding on the left, add the padding on the right. All right, it has a border radius of 16. I looked at it, but let's just see how I got that. So here it is, border radius of 16, and the height is 64. Okay, so I'll just change this to 64. Now we have this. So the next thing we need to do is we need to put another thing inside it. So let me see, can I add a container inside a container? Of course I can. Now, so I just added another container inside it, and that container is going to be what is going to give it this particular gray color. So I come here and I copy it. The spacing here is the width here is 109. I need to fix that one, 109. So I clicked here, 109. So I'm going to go ahead and give the color to these container. And here I will say 109. What happened before is happening again. I think it's because my Mac is heating up. Okay, 8. Wow. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do is I had to just use 106. Okay. Now it's still spreading across like infinite. That's not what we want, right? We want it to stop somewhere here. That's why we need to right click on this and wrap the widget with a column. We can just wrap it with a row. Yeah, preferably a row. So that way now it fits here, but it's not giving us the way it's supposed to be. So let's come over here and give it border radius of 16 here and give it 16 here. Now that way it looks like what we have in the design. Now let's go ahead and do the next thing that is here. We have a particular button here that just is more like a check box. Okay, so but it's circular. All right, yeah, it's more like a checkbox. Let's see how we can do that. I'm going to go ahead and click here and say, let me search for it. Let's just look for an icon that looks like that. So I already know we have switch. That's not a switch. There's a checkbox. Okay, but checkbox is rectangular. I don't know if we can see a property that can turn it into a circle, but we will figure it out. Okay, so we also have radio button. Was that a radio button? That was not a radio button. It was a checkbox, but it was just circular. So I'm going to come here. Let me see. There is no, okay, border radius. Okay, I see. So our border radius is what we can use in making our checkbox circular. So I think what we could do here is, let's go ahead and make the border radius very large. I would like to say 360. Yeah, that just gives us this check. It makes it circular. Okay, so here, okay, this is our row. Why does it begin there? This is the container, the big container. Okay, then this is the row, and this is the container. Oh, I get it. And then we have this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut this out. Let's cut this out. I'm just gonna right click on it and cut it out. Now we can't put something, we just want to put something on top of it. right? Yeah, this thing that we are seeing here is on top of it. So we just need to put it on top of it. What do you use in putting stuffs on top of stuff in FlutterFlow? We use the stack widget. Okay, so this is the row. I'm going to right click on the row and wrap it with a stack. And then on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and add a row. And then in the row, I'm going to paste what I had copied before, this. Okay, and this is my main row. So what I would do is do it like this. Okay, no, not that. Let me see. Okay, so I might not succeed at that. I need to just give it a padding. So let's see, something like maybe this. So 14. All right, so let's give it a padding of 14. So let's say 14. Okay, great. Now the next thing we need to add is these two things. So this is stacked on top of these, so it's in a column. Okay, so we're going to add a column here, and in the column, all right, let me click to open this so that we can find the column. In the column, we're going to add a text. We can just add a text. Okay, so the text is going to be thoughts. Here, thoughts is 400 by 16. And this is it. And I will just click here and duplicate the Command D to duplicate it. Now I'm clicking on this one to copy this. It's 500 by 16. So I will just go ahead and click this and paste this. All right, and change this to 500, change this to 16. Now it's scattered that way, so I need to click on the main column and then do this particular type of alignment, shift them closer. And one more thing, I need to do the padding here. The padding is 16 from the check box, so 16. And what more can we do? These is 17 from here, so we should do that too. So 17. Okay, let's just say 16. Okay, so now we have this. Let's look at some things that are different. This is the color for this is slightly different from what we have in FlutterFlow. Let's just come here. I copied it, so I'm just gonna paste it. Okay, so now we have this. This is 500 by 16. We're good. We are good. All right, so we have this. The next thing we can just quickly do is let's click on this. All right, this was a large amount of work. Let's look at the padding from here to here. It says 56. And so let's give it here 56. And the next thing we need to do is just Command D to duplicate it. And let's look at the padding between these two. So it says 20. So I would just go ahead and say 20. And the next thing I need to do simply is, I think I can take this out just to, okay, no, I can't do that. Yeah. Okay, at some point we will troubleshoot it just to make sure that it's at the center correctly. This one now, I'm going to go ahead and look at it. It's this is a color. The width is 251. So I will just click on these and paste this and change this to 251. And well, let's not forget this is black. So I have to copy that soon. I have to change that soon. So I will come here, paste this. I'm just doing copying and pasting right now. So I click this, copy it here, and then just come over here and paste it. Okay. And then the next thing is, let's change this stuff to black. So the check color is black. Yeah. And then here, the check color is black. And then for this one, we can just uncheck it. Okay. Just so that we can have similar designs. And let's see what we have next. I think we have one more thing. Do we? Okay, yeah, we do. So now instead of duplicating that, I would just go ahead and copy this one. Command C, click on these and paste it. And say 20. Okay. And let's just go ahead and copy this. Okay, I'll just type that one. So I'll just copy this one. It says design. So this says design. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so I think I have issues there again. Okay, so let's just copy it at once. Click here and copy it. Okay, so now I have that. Now, if you observe, the background has a slightly different color that from what we have. So we have to look for it. I think this is the color of the background. Is not? Okay, I think this is the color of the background, this one. So I'm copying this and I will come over here to the main column, right click on the column and say wrap widget with a container. And the containers width to be infinite, the height to be infinite, and the fill color is gonna be this. Now we have a similar design with what we have in Figma already. And the last thing we're gonna do here with the limited time that we have is just this part. So let's just quickly finish this one. I will click on the column and I will click here to add a row. In the row, I'm gonna add a text widget. The text widget is gonna have a padding of 24 pixel, all right? And then I will click here to copy the text. It's 500 by 16. And I will just copy this. And then I'll say 500 by 16. Click here, give it a padding of 50. Okay, so we will say 50. All right, so we have this. The next thing we need to do just before we wrap this up is these ones. So we already have these images. Okay, so but this one is 52 by 52 for the first one. And how do we start? We have to first of all create a row because these things are basically in a row. All right, so well, technically they're in a row. Let's add a row and we're going to add a circle image. I know you guessed that correctly. Circle image. Where is the circle image? Okay, I think it's 52. So 5 and 2. And then we're going to wrap these circle image in another widget called stack because we want to keep things on top of it. Okay, so we're saying stack because you see images are stacked on top of themselves. Okay, so then I just added that. And so I'm going to click on the stack and give it a padding of 24 from the left. Click on the row that contains everything and give it a padding of 20 just to separate it from the text. Okay, so I'm going to say 20. And then now the magic begins. So for us to add this particular image and stack them like this, okay, look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and click on this stack image. In fact, there's no need to click. I'll just duplicate this image. Command D. Now I duplicated, but it's just still showing, oh, nothing is here. That's not true. Something is there actually. So we need to go ahead and then give it the padding of like this second image that we have duplicated, padding of 42 pixels away from the edge here. So I will go ahead and click on any of them. Let's say 42. Okay, now one of the things I need to do is I'll click on the first image and give it a real picture. So I'll change from network to asset. Then I'll click on this and look for the photos to use. I think we're using this one. So if at all you observe, it's correct. This one is this and this one is on top of it. Now let's change for this one. Who was there? I think this is what I got. Okay, so I will click this and change from network to asset and click here and then put up this. Now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to duplicate it again. Command D to duplicate. Now look at it. I'll go back here and click on this one and look at the padding from, it's supposed to be a padding that shows up to this point, but for some reason it's not showing. So I'm going to turn off the, I had to turn off the developer mode just so that I can see this. Is still not showing me what I want to see. Okay, so we will do some calculations here, right? So it says from here to here, the end of this last circle is 32. All right, so then this big circle here is what? This big circle is 52. So 52 plus 32 is 84. So we're going to just just go ahead and give this last one 84. Okay, that's more like stacking these times 2, 84. uh Now we're gonna have a problem because for some reason my 8 is not working. Aha. For some really weird reason my 8 is not working. So I would just go ahead and say 70, 64. Well, it's not gonna give us a perfect stuff. So let's just search for 8. 8. Okay, so this is me improvising. Basically improvising, trying to copy number 8. Okay, so I'm just going to paste this here. All right, so we have 84. Now, this is it. I'm going to just go ahead and click on this. Yeah, let me look for this other guy. I will click on this and then put up this. So this is the same thing you'll be doing for all of them from the beginning to the end. All right, that's how you keep stacking it. Just keep figuring out like that. So I think one thing that I'll need to do before we end the class is just add a border to these images. Yeah, so I'll click this one to add a border to it. Second image for some reason doesn't have a border. Weird stuff. Okay, so what we should have done, we should have wrapped these in a container and all of that. Okay, so but we'll just stop there for today, and then we can take questions. So let's just look at what we have done. This was what we did completely, and then this is what we have just finished doing. Yeah, so like this. I hope that you have been able to learn something tangible, and you will be practicing these too. Okay. All right. Okay, so far I think we're done. We're done with our class for today, and yeah, Henry, you can actually focus on this particular part if this is the one that you like most. If it doesn't give you so much of headache, yeah, there's front end development in mobile application, right? Yeah. So please to wrap the image in a stack on Mac, what should I use? Right click is not working. So Solihat, just right click. I don't know. I just used two of my fingers on the touchpad, and then it will show a window, and then you will see wrap widget. It works. Yeah. Okay. So meanwhile, guys, I hope that you've been subscribing to the YouTube channel here where you're receiving the classes, and try as much as possible to share the links, the study links to other people. Yeah, to other people to join the training here, so it can also bless their lives. All right, thank you very much. If you have questions, we have 2 minutes before the end of the class, and I would be like super excited to learn how to make upload multiple images in Firebase. Okay, so Nora Fatini, right? So we're not teaching that right now. Yeah, we're just having like baby steps right now. We're not working in this, but for me to just answer, what I could do simply is just create different widgets. Just let's say you want to upload multiple images, just create different widgets that shows add, maybe you can say add image 1, add image 2, add image 3, like that. And then for each of the clicks, it's uploading a different image. All right, so that's one simple way to do it. Okay, when can we start sharing our work? You can start sharing your work like right now. Yeah, just send the stuff that you've worked on to the community manager. Yeah, and I think there are rewards for people who are actively participating in this program, right? So just send your what you've done so far to the community manager. Yeah, and I mean something like a chat group. I don't understand what you mean, Solihat. Okay, if you could just try to explain it a bit more, then I might be able to get clear. Okay, so away from that, I don't think we have more questions anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed the class, and we will see you again some other time. All right. Okay, so enjoy your time and keep studying. Okay. All right. See you guys soon. Bye for now.